Okay, great morning. It is Sunday. What is the date? Today is what, the 9th, the 10th? 9th. Sunday the 9th. So let me drag out some cards here so we can get this reading underway. So I am planning to, as soon as I'm done with this reading, take the boys out and then get ready to hit the road. I've been here for a week, so that's the longest that I've stopped somewhere and just been off the road. And yeah, it's been fine. Yesterday was really windy here. It was so bad. A great big tree over here, the whole limb came off. Huge limb. Yeah, it's just... So thank God the wind has died down today. I had to go down to pick up a couple things I got from Amazon, and man, it was pushing the van. You're trying to drive and you're fighting the wind, and the van is going like this. You can feel it physically being pushed in the lane, and you're just looking like you're a drunk driver or something. Just, yeah. I'm getting a lot of the same cards again. Must be a important message for people to get, because the same thing keeps coming up again. So I guess this is going to be reinforcing that. Sometimes it's like that. Sometimes you'll get the same type of message, like, 2-3 times in a row on the same theme that doesn't matter how many times you shuffle the cards, the same thing will keep coming out. And you say, okay. Okay, Spirit, I guess this is, yeah. This is what you want out there today, okay. We can do that. Okay, so let's see what we have here. We'll start here today. Okay, we'll start here. Panther spirit. Pretty intense, huh? Pretty intense. Panther spirit, reclaim your power. But what's been coming up with it? Reclaim your power. What's been coming up lately? The gentle. Do it in a gentle way. Reclaiming your power doesn't mean that it has to be bully, that it has to be, okay. Reclaim your power. Penetrating, soft approach, faith, through moderation, a subtle but deep influence, understanding, nonviolence. You can be powerful, and power is just knowing who and what you are, reclaiming your the identity of being spirit. Okay? When the ego dismantles, and the only thing that you're aware of, there is that just all penetrating awareness of that infinite is, that zero, the God essence, great spirit. And one becomes like that great illustration, the salt cube that gets thrown in the ocean and it disintegrates in the ocean and it's part of the ocean. Okay. When the ego dismantles and you're just part of that great spirit, you are no more, and neither have you ever been. Now, if you don't think that's not a jolt, okay? You find out you've never been born, you've never died. All the story that you believed for so much time was a fantasy, a soap opera surrounding a form, which you took yourself to be, some form of separation. And you find out, no, the form is a vehicle like your car. You're not your car, you're not the vehicle, okay? Just like the car gets you from point A to point B, the vehicle here allows you to manifest this world, to participate in this world, okay? So that's what it is. As well as that, you find out that the brain, people say that the brain creates consciousness. No, consciousness programs the brain. The brain is a midpoint between consciousness, brain, physical form, okay? So everything you thought and believed in 1 second is shattered, okay? And it never goes back. It's like taking a glass and shattering it, and you can never get those pieces back again. That's it. Ball game over. Truth revealed. The great joke. The great joke has been seen, okay? And one is no longer in illusion at that point. Now, when everything deconstructs, when one comes out of it, it's impossible for a time to say the word I. Doesn't exist, okay? And it's not that at that point, use the word one a lot. It's not that one is trying to moderate their speech. It just happens because you are not that separation. Okay? That's a false identity. That's a fake thing. So it takes a good, here it took a good, maybe it was a couple years or so to be able to use the word I again, to come back to normalized, I will say normalized speech, because people look at you like, what the hell are you talking about? And when one comes out of it, you don't want to speak for quite some time, just trying to associate with people and all they're caught up in their dramas, and you just can't even go there. Okay? It's not your reality anymore. All of that has blown out. It's as if it never happened. That's why Buddha said he was awakened, because you recognize this is like an ongoing dream state. You have the dream state at night. Well, this is just the same thing. It's another dream state, okay, of some degree, because mind is quantum. Mind creates quantum, okay. All these things are known in a flash. It's like, okay, child's play. Why wasn't it seen? Why wasn't it, why it's coming up today? I don't know, because really, I think it's coming up today because reclaiming power doesn't mean that the ego has to be more affirmed, that the ego becomes more paramount, that the ego, and this is what people think. They think, I'm going to get to realization and I'm going to have more power. There is no I, there is no me in realization. There is only Great Spirit, which moves through this form. Okay. That's it. God does not become your co-pilot. And I love that one. God is my co-pilot. I'm in charge. And God just does my bidding at that point, okay? No. God is not your co-pilot, and you are not the co-pilot of God, okay? You're God's dream, okay? Oh my God. Yeah. So one recognizes, that it, and if you think at that point, going into it, that you are something special, at the moment everything deconstructs, you see that that Great Spirit is the same wherever it's at. From the lowest bug to the biggest mountain, and every person on the face of the planet all have the same amount of that God essence. Everything is created out of that. Okay? So you go from being the hero to the zero. In total balance, okay? Because all these illusions are broken. All the illusions and fantasies and divisionary world, which is the world that most people are in, the world of Dvaita, which means divisionary world. Advaita means it's all that singular is. Okay, the eyes may register division, but one knows there is no division. It's all created out of Great Spirit, everything. Okay. So you get the conundrum as well of God. For God to exist, there has to be something other than, and there's not. This is why Buddha didn't talk about God. It just left it alone, because for God to exist, there has to be duality, division. When the division falls, okay, God is just that essence, okay, singular essence, which fuels the planet, which makes possible everything that comes into existence, okay. So again, there's so many more things that could be spoken of that, and that's why there's free will, and there is not a controlling factor, but everything at the center of it is perfect. Everything at the center of it is unchanging. It doesn't matter what it looks like on the exterior of it that's going on, because that center is still and remains as it is, no matter what happens in the world of duality. Okay, so the understanding, the wisdom, the reality of that penetrates everything. Okay, it penetrates everything, and you're in a totally different consciousness. At that point, there's a totally different consciousness, a total different understanding, a total different revelation as to what's going on. And that's what you say, karma. You can't get away from it. Okay? That this is going to right itself. It's going to right things in the dualistic realm. Okay? Want to blow this planet up, but you're not going to get rid of this. Okay? You're just going to lose a beautiful planet. Don't lose a beautiful planet, because it's a great place to come for experience. Okay? So anyway, let's get back to the reading. Oh man, this went off on a tangent, didn't it? And that's the reality here. Okay? Welcome to my reality. So I said, when you get to that point, there's no more suffering. Suffering happens to that divisionary thing that thinks it's a persona. Okay? Then you suffer. Woe is me. Why is this happening to me? Oh my God. Yeah. Okay? When all that division goes, okay, you recognize, you realize, to the nth degree that all suffering was created by what? The lies of the mind, the mental spin. Okay? And one does this to themselves. You have a right to suffer if you want. Go ahead, enjoy that play. Enjoy that suffering. Of course, nobody enjoys suffering, but they don't realize that suffering is caused by their own attraction, attention, clinging to this idea of separation and me, and I'm a limited being. I'm a limited being that's going to die. Oh my God. Yeah. Anyway, again, I got to get back to the reading. Got to get back to the reading. So, reclaim the power in a gentle way. Okay, doesn't becoming more ego-centered. The more the ego center dissolves, the more genuine power is there. Okay, this is not a power for projection. This is the power that says what is needed. This is why in the Hindu whatever, that the greatest city and the greatest Siddha master is one that no longer needs cities. Okay? Because you don't need to control, you don't need to project, it's already that. Everything that will come into the world, you're already that. You don't need to project this drama anymore. Okay, don't need to control, don't need to, again, that those that need to control do magic, black magic, white magic, it doesn't matter which type of magic, whatever drama they're doing, it comes out of a limited ego self. Okay, ego-limited self-ideation of control. Okay. When you understand that everything at the center of it all is infinitely perfect and never touched by any of the happenings that are going on in the externalized play, what is there to control? Gone. Okay, that's it. Done. Okay. So again, reclaim the power by not needing to have power in the gentle way. And likewise, mind is quantum. Spring, see your seeds grow. What is it you are planting? What is it you are feeding? Okay? What you put there and you feed is going to grow. So what is it you're going to harvest? Are you harvesting something beneficial? Or are you harvesting more pain and more sorrow and more drama? What seeds are you planting and what are you feeding? Okay. So in this we come to the mindfulness. Again, be mindful of what the mind is full of. Because till you get to the point of deconstruction, and at that point there is no mind spin, it's totally quiet. The mind here, it's like you have a mind that's like a hamster wheel that's hooked up to power that keeps spinning, and you're running on that hamster wheel, and when realization everything deconstructs, somebody pulls the plug. Okay, wheel done. At that point, it's just quiet. It's called Turiya Theta, to be in the still mind, to be in that direct conscious awareness, not mind spin. So you start out being aware of what the mind is full of. Okay, be mindful. Where is the mind? What is it full of? What is it that you're trudging through? What is your whole own little hot mess that you've got going? Time to put the flames out and start questioning that. So in order to get to realization, first one has to die, and then you have the rebirth. Okay, you have the rebirth. Okay, it's like it's like the Bible says when Christ came and he said, okay, well, I'll do the baptism, I'll do the external things that people expect, and it says, you have to be born of the water and the Spirit. So what's the water? Okay, you come out of the womb, you're in that water, amniotic fluid. Okay, you're in the amniotic fluid. You're born of the water. But you also have to be born of the Spirit. You have to come to the point of recognizing Spirit, dying into that. And then one is resurrected. Rebirth. Okay. Fantasy gone. Okay. So yeah, you know what is behind the everything in the universe is just simply that God essence, that is, that great spirit, the great spirit. And no religion can claim it. It doesn't have a face. It's not a white God. It's not a black God. It's not a red God. Okay? It's spirit. spirit has no physical form, okay? But it has more presence. It's the way I could say it. It has more presence, more reality than anything you see with form here. Once everything deconstructs and you're simply in that. And this is why it's so overwhelming with people that have near-death experiences. They get a momentary glimpse, feeling. They get a momentary feeling of what that great spirit is. That's what it is that they're accessing. They said it's all-encompassing love. They want to go back there. It's overwhelming. It's all-consuming. And everything is perfect. You'll hear them say these things because they get that split second of accessing that. Unfortunately, when they come back out of it, their mind is still spinning. They go back into that feeling of separation rather than when the ego deconstructs and you're in that all the time. Okay, that's your reality. Okay, your reality is no more mind spin to occlude that, to occlude, to cover over what that is, what great spirit is. Okay, that perfection. Okay, that wants the best. This is why I say if you're going to pray, pray for the best to be done for the situation. Pray for the best that can happen. Because all that can happen is what that person allows to happen. So may the best for that take place. Can't override it. They have free will. Okay? So again, rebirth. What happens is rebirth. And along the way, you will get to meet celestial teachers that have this wisdom and light that can bring it and present it so that you can listen, so that you can listen and contemplate. You see that face she's got there? She's very much contemplating. And I like this. See, the contemplation. And then what do we have here? We have the bird. And then look at here. We have this. It's almost like she's turning into a wing here. She's contemplating nature. She's accessing that, which then in turn comes to the alchemy, how all of these things work together to make these changes. If you put the right things together, you will have a, how do I want to say it? You will change the composition. Okay. Wisdom changes the composition of the mind thing. Okay. Alchemy. So this was a long one today. As to what the path entails, what one finds at the end of the journey, and what remains. When you've gone the whole of the journey, what remains is just to play out what they call the prarabdha karma, or the life you came in to lead, to finish up, to navigate, play of God. Okay, that's what remains afterwards. You go from the soap opera to the play of God. The play is much better than being in the soap opera, let me tell you. And that's why realized beings laugh a lot. We laugh a lot because the joke's revealed. Okay? Joke is revealed. Okay. So I'm going to leave this here. I hope everyone is having a wonderful Sunday. And there you have it, the sermon of the day. So I'm going to see if I can get this uploaded. get the boys ready, and we're going to head out on our way pretty soon. Okay. See you online. Thanks for tuning in. If you have a reading you want to see done, or if there's a topic you want to see spoken on, please let me know. Always good to have the new viewers, and for those that are hanging around, always good to have you here. Okay, let's go forward and continue the journey. Have a great one. Aho.